Good evening. I trust that everyone is doing well. I'm excited about being here this evening and presenting this information to our community. We make this information available at no charge to our community. And, for the longest time, many of us have said, we didn't know. I wish we knew, if we only knew. Well, the information is here now. We're putting it out. We're inviting our community to it every Tuesday and Thursday. And we're going to be here. We're going to be persistent about it because we're excited about finally making this information available. I'm excited, like my host. So I appreciate that introduction, very kind introduction. But yes, I'm John Robinson, and I'm very excited about bringing this information to our community. I actually went out looking for answers for my family and for myself, and I was blessed to run into a lot of this information. And I figure if it's good for me, then it's good for everybody. If it'll help me, then we want to help everyone in our community also. So I trust you can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up there. All right. We're ready to go. We're going to jump into it. And we do the sessions, like I said, twice a week, every week, because we want our community to have this information. We know that our people perish for the lack of knowledge. And so we are working very hard to eliminate the lack of knowledge so that we would not perish financially. So at the beginning of the year, we always want to set goals. You want to get ready. If you don't choose to on purpose do some things to affect your finance positively, it's not going to happen. You're going to have the more of the same. And so there are a lot of changes happening already. There are new laws coming around. We got new administration coming up. There are people acting crazy already, right? And then there is AI and super AI. And so technology is moving forward and advancing. We've got to get ready. It's not waiting on us. And so if we don't get ready, things are not going to change. So how do we make this happen? Finance is an on-purpose thing. Finance doesn't just automatically happen. So you've got to have a plan. You want to, if you don't have a financial plan for 2025, your 2025 could possibly be worse than 2024. All right. So 1 second here. Yes. Want to make sure, please mute your line, please. Want to mute your line if you're not speaking. And want to make sure that we get those things taken care of. All right. All right. So let me move right along. And so having a plan for 2025, I need for my host, to help me.
Yes, okay, it's Marlene Hurt. Let me mute.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I need co-host, please. Right. So I got to make sure. There we go. All right. So we want to have a plan for 2025, like I said. And then you want to set, have you set your financial goals? You need to have a plan, and then you need to set goals. Have a plan and set goals. When you set your goals, your mind just goes to work, trying to help you figure it out. It's like when you want to buy a car, as soon as you decide what kind of car you want to buy, you see it everywhere. Before that, you don't notice it. But once you decide what kind of car, even the color, all of a sudden your mind gets open to it. If it's going this way on the freeway, you see it. If it passes you, you see it. If it's parked. So your mind works that way. So you want to set a financial goal. No, my financial goal is to double what I did in 2024. Absolutely. Right. And then you want to think about your financial philosophy. I believe having a financial philosophy is important. I believe many of our financial philosophies have got us where we are. Philosophies like, well, I don't need a lot. then you don't have a lot. Philosophy is like, well, this is too much. Ooh, that's too much money. What is that? What is too much money? Where did that come from? Right? Uh, Philosophy is like, well, I just need a little something, and then that's what we get. So I want to encourage everyone to have a change of financial philosophy. Get all you can get, and then help others to do the same. And they say giving is better than receiving. I believe that. I believe giving is better than receiving. The problem is most of us don't have enough to give, so we don't experience that. We're always looking to get because we never got enough. So you want to keep that in mind. Look, one good way to get your finance together is to do a financial needs analysis. And most financial people that they would, they know about a financial needs analysis, and there are different types, different forms out there, and a lot of companies use these analyses just to kind of get you right where they want you. But you need to do this for you. Do a financial needs analysis, understand what you have going out, what you have coming in. And one of the things on the financial needs analysis that I do, I love this page, and I'm just going to show you this. I love to show people this page because most people only know about savings and checking account. They heard about CDs. I remember the CEO of our company that I'm with. He said when he was very young, and he go into the bank, and he saw CDs. He wanted, what kind of CDs they selling? Which group is that? Right. So a lot of us are not familiar with these different financial instruments, but I would like people to see that there are so many different financial instruments out there, and somebody is using them. People that have money are able to use multiple instruments. And so we want to encourage people to expand your horizon, understand that finance is not limited to your job and overtime and your Social Security check, or I wonder if they're going to give me a bonus. There's a whole lot more to finances than what some of us have been exposed to right now. So just want to throw that out there. There are many, many different financial instruments that we can use once we know they exist, once we understand how they work, and that we can use to grow our money in different ways. So our philosophy here with OIC 10K is that, and just kind of give you an example, we believe protection is first. Right? Protection is first. And why is that? Because you first have to secure where you are before you run off and go somewhere else. So protection is first. And I'm going to break down what that means and how you could really, understand what we're talking about. But then we want you to have an increase in income strategy. You got to know how you're going to increase your income, or at least you need to be looking for ways to increase your income every year. Why is that? Because inflation is every year. So if inflation is every year and your income is not increasing, at least to keep up with inflation, now you're going in the wrong direction. Your buying power is going to be reduced, and before you know it, you're going to be in trouble. And this is the reason why many people, when they retire, they were doing pretty good the first couple of years when they retire. But after that, they got to move in with family. You got to move in with the kids. And it's not always because they want the protection or they want the company. And a lot of time, most of the time, it's simply because inflation has continued to increase. Their income is stagnant. So therefore, they cannot afford to live in anymore. So increase in income strategy is important. And then after the increase in income strategy, you want to make a commitment to savings. And this is something that many of us simply don't understand. And I want to make sure that people in our community understand that. Savings is an on-purpose thing. You must make a commitment to it. And you can't just figure, well, it'd be all right. I'm putting away some money. You got to know how much. You got to look down the road. And I help people to do that because many times I talk to people and they want to use one of our programs to save for college for their kids. And then I said, okay, that sounds great. Now, how much money you want to save? And well, I want to save about $50 a month. Well, it sounds good, but we must do the math. So I help them do the simple math, figure it out, and now we understand. So savings, you got to have a commitment to save. Everyone should save. And then, of course, I believe in investments. We should have investments, and then after investments, charity and, philanthropy and all the great things that we want to do. And that's great. But it's an order to things. Many people I know want to do investments first, and they run to do investments. And most of the time, because they don't know what they're doing in investments, and investment take time, they end up in trouble because they're not protected. They end up in trouble because their income has not increased, and then I keep it up with inflation, so on and so forth. So what does this really look like? Why are we protected? The things that we need to protect are the things that are important to us. Our income, our lifestyle. I mean, our lifestyle comes out of our income. If we want our kids to go to college, then we got to protect that process down the road. Future flat family plans. Some people are in growing families. They're expecting children. And even if you're not expecting children anymore, as you get older, there are other needs that you may have that you got to, prepare for. So, life insurance is one of the best ways to do that. But many people believe that life insurance is just for funerals. And so I'm here to tell everyone life insurance is not for funerals. Okay? Life insurance is for lifestyle protection, income replacement, wealth transfer, legacy building, and for creating a lifetime tax-free retirement income. Now, these are some of the major reasons that life insurance is created to do this. If you get life insurance for those reasons, you always have funeral money. But if you get life insurance just for funerals, you may lose everything else. Because one of the things that happen to people is they have life insurance and then they get sick. And they're dealing with an illness for 4 or 5 or 6 years. And one of the first things that people cut out, sadly, when they have a little pressure, is the life insurance policy. They get a little bit of pressure. They want to cut out the life insurance policy because it's an intangible. They don't see it until they need it. Now it becomes very real. Usually, if we wait for it to be like that, then we don't have it. So the thing about it is that life insurance protects our ability to do the things we want to do. If I promise my children I'm going to send them to college, and I include that in my life insurance plans, even if I'm not here, that will still happen. If I tell my family I love them and I want them to live in a nice home, I want to create a nice lifestyle for them, then I protect that with my life insurance program. And there are different programs that can do it, but you protect with your life insurance program. So whether you are standing up, whether you are laying down in bed, like my sister was ill for the last 13 years of our life, could not get out of bed on her own. If we knew about this information before, she could have had a policy that would protect everything and that would make all the difference in the world. So protection is first, and there are ways to protect what you're doing, and life insurance is one of the number one ways to do that. All right. So then the next thing is the thing about life insurance is, most policies are policies that you have to die for it to pay. You have to die for it to pay. So people think that life insurance is for funerals. But there are programs that you do not have to die for it to pay. And these programs have what we call living benefits. So living benefits cover chronic illness, critical illness, critical injury, right? And so these programs, you can protect your lifestyle, not just in case you die, but in case you have a major illness. I've got a client of mine that he had a life insurance program and was just diagnosed a few months ago with prostate cancer. He was able to receive $500,000 from that policy. So he's not dead. He's very much alive. If he, cannot work like he used to, or cannot do some of the things he needs to, or need some special care, do you guys believe 500,000 would help him? I know it will, right? And so that's the idea behind protection. But look, let's talk about increasing income strategy, right? The thing about it is, like I said earlier, we got to stay ahead of inflation, and we got to, meet the needs of the growing family. Like I said, we have to maintain and we have to expand when necessary. We may need to add on something to our home, or get another vehicle, or get some more groceries or clothes because the family is growing, or get special type of groceries because of an illness or something. We've got to always figure out and keep in mind, how are we going to expand our income? I suggest 5 to 10% every year. If you can figure out how to increase your income 5 to 10% every year, you can stay ahead of inflation. You can take care of the things the family needs to be taken care of, right? So look, we're all called to be productive. We're called to bear much fruit. And I'm reminded of the parable of the talents. For those people that are people of faith, look that up, understand what I'm talking about. We've got to increase our income. All right. Now, a commitment to savings. People say you got to save for a rainy day. I don't believe you save for a rainy day. I think if you have a good umbrella and some galoshes, you're gonna be all right, right? And raincoat, that's what you need for a rainy day. But you save for the catastrophes of life. You save for the major challenges of life. And that's what we need to save for, because life can change. Life can, think about the people in California right now, especially those that are not protected, because many people don't have protection on their home. And I'm talking about thousands of structures are gone, completely gone. And, in situations like these, people say, well, with the government, FEMA, can FEMA help? And FEMA does help. And that's good. But FEMA does not necessarily restore you to where you was. FEMA just helps you, right? Your insurance programs, depending on the one you have, can restore you to where you was, restore your loss. But if you don't look at that right, some of them just do the bare minimums. But your life is more than just what you eat or where you live. There is a certain amount of comfort that we grow accustomed to. And so savings help us to take care of the rest. Saving for college, even definitely saving for retirement. Everybody must save for retirement. And I make fun of it. I tell people all the time, ask your family if they're saving for retirement. And if they say no, you got to tell them, I need you to start today. Because you have to understand, if they're not saving for retirement, they're going to plan on what you're saving for retirement. Oh, yes. They're coming. It's going to look just like this. Now, if I didn't need it, I wouldn't ask. Right? And there you go. You take your retirement money. You're trying to save someone from losing their car or losing their home. Your retirement money is not for any of that. Your retirement money is to last you your lifetime. You can live to 100 years old. I don't think it's much fun living to 100 years old and don't have any money. That could be a long, miserable life. I'm going to live to 120 myself, and I plan to have a lot of money, a whole lot. And so the bottom line is savings is important. Many people don't have the habit of savings because they never had anything to save. What they had was barely enough to give them some sort of a living, barely enough to take care of the bills. And most people live paycheck to paycheck, sadly. I remember a time when I used to live paycheck to 2 days before paycheck. Now, y'all wouldn't know anything about that. But I know many people that they got to pray for the last 2 days to get to the next payday. If you don't believe me, why do they have this thing called payday loans? Why is that? Because a lot of people use it. But saving is important, and we want to help people to understand not just that you have to save, but where to save. Sometimes you think you're doing something, but if you're not properly informed, then you're not maximizing what you're doing. But if you're saving in an instrument that's variable, like you see right here, it goes up and down with the economy. This red line is your money. If the market goes up, your money's up. The market goes down, your money is down. That is not cool, right? And I talk to people and I do vendor calls and I help them to understand the programs that they have. And it's not funny, but if you have an index program, now your money is up when the market is up, your money stays when the market drops. It's up again when it's up again. And that's what you want. Your money always going up because you're saving in a protected environment. And now you can really take advantage of the interest and compound interest, and you can accumulate. So these are the things that we're trying to help people to understand. You know, some of our programs not only are in the index market, but some of them have participation rates that are higher than 100%. So meaning if the market does 5%, your participation rate is 100%, your money makes 5%. But if the market does 5% and your participation rate is 200%, now you're making 10% on a 5% market in a protected environment. So there are many instruments out there that we must become aware of that we can use to grow our money. Okay. Now, you know, we talk about investments, and I believe investments are important. And I believe you save for the future. You save for retirement. You save for many things. But you should invest to have a chance at a better life. And it's just a chance because it may not work. It's a chance. But I think it's a chance worth taking, a calculated chance. And there are ways to do that, and they're safe investments. And so I believe that people should invest. But must understand that the way you spell investment, many times it's R-I-S-K. So if you're not ready to handle the risk, then you don't want to necessarily fool with investments. All right, so let me wrap it up here real quick. You know, we all want a good life. And when we talk about increasing our income, we want to take a look at the different industries that are out there. You know, these are just the top 10 industries out there. And all that means is that there may be more opportunities than some others, right? And so your life and health insurance is #1 industry in the world. And, you know, automobile sales is number 2 industry. And there are many different industries that you want to look at. If you're going to expand your income, you may want to think about using one of the big industries, give you a better opportunity to increase your income. Look, I've enjoyed sharing this information with you guys this evening. You know, we want to thank you guys for allowing us to bring this information to the community. And listen, we want to invite you to talk to your family and friends. We want to tell them we'll be back here again next Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to bring some more great information, and my host is going to tell you a little bit about that. But we're excited about changing things in our community and eliminating poverty with information and knowledge. So you guys have a great evening. God bless. Kimberly, I'll turn it back over to you.